All right, so good morning. So like I said, it's going to be soup to nuts, getting a job. That's not what I want. Hey. There we go. Great. Okay, cool. So before we even prepare, or before we even start looking for jobs, you have to prepare certain things you're going to need. You're going to need cover letter, resume, transcripts, letters of recommendations, and references. So we're going to start with your cover letter. Your cover letter is your written introduction to the person that you're applying for the job. Most often it's a principal. Oftentimes it'll be a assistant superintendent of human resources, etc. Make your cover letter very personalized. Talk about what you've done professionally. I have, where you student taught, what types of ensembles you worked at. While I was at such and such as middle school, I stayed after school to help with Soul and Ensemble Festival, to help with Band and Orchestra Festival, etc. Include all of that. Include any extra stuff you did, which is there. And then any experiences you've gained outside of your experiences here at Wayne State. If you've worked with outside ensembles, marching bands, done marching band camps, include that stuff. All that's very relevant, and that is uncontracted field experience, which is huge. Okay, that stuff is very important. If you're not doing any of that stuff, you might want to start trying to find some of that stuff. Your resume, I didn't include a copy of mine, but your resume, this is your soup to nuts, everything. 2-page max, I would say, and try and make it very organized, and include any substitute teaching you've done, where you student taught, practical, marching bands, performing ensembles you've participated with. The rest of the list is there. Very important is to keep it simple to read, because if your resume is really cluttered, then they're just going to shuffle it to the bottom of the stack. Okay, so the simpler, the better. Other than that, you have your other documents that you need to prepare. Transcripts, easy enough. Just contact Wayne State and have them mail you some. I always keep a stack with me of unopened transcripts. And then I opened one of them and I scanned them into PDF form into my computer so that I can email them to anyone who requests them as well, which is huge. Letters of recommendation. Make sure you get letters of recommendations from your practicum and student teaching cooperating teachers. Those are going to be your two biggest ones, because those are the people who have seen you teach the most. So those kind of carry a little bit more legitimacy when looking for a job. Other professional contacts, if you taught marching band camps, string camps, blah, 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 blah. Taught lessons at a particular school. Like I know Matt teaches lessons at L'Anse Creuse, so Russ and Adam might be good people to get letters from. Any significant directors or professors, Dr. Tui, Professor Bianchi, Professor Marcoux, Collins, etc. If you feel that those are going to be strong letters of recommendation, by all means grab those. And my little asterisk note here is make sure you ask for the letter of reference. If it's a situation where they have to mail the letter to someone, always provide an envelope with a stamp with the address already written on the envelope. It's just good business practices. And then reference. I always keep a list of references that I send on top of my resume. I keep 4 references at the bottom of my resume, but then I have a list of 8 actual references if people ask for an extended list. Ask before you put someone on there. All right? And the reason I say ask is because I say, I'm going to put Dr. Tui on my reference list. Turns out it's going to be an awful reference. Whereas I may ask her, hey, do you mind if I use you? And then she says, well, are you really sure that you really want to use me? That's kind of a cue to, ooh, maybe I don't want to put this person down. Okay, so keep that in mind. Again, key points, presentation is everything. Be very detail-oriented in everything you do in your professional career. Typos say something about you. They say that you don't go back, you're not detail-oriented. Your documents are your first impressions when you're applying for these jobs. They're a glimpse into who you are, and that's important. If you have to send your documents out hard copy, which is actually getting more and more rare, go to Office Max. I don't even know if Office Max or whatever other businesses like that are out there, and buy professional quality resume paper, cardstock, because again, presentation is everything. My recommendation to you guys is that you keep PDF copies of everything you have. The reason I say this is, I will show you in a little bit, I actually apply for jobs predominantly through email now, which is different, fundamentally different from the way that Dr. Tui and all the other people that we know used to apply for jobs. It used to be hard copy everything. So by having PDFs available, PDF is pretty much a standard, industry standard when it comes to computers, whether it's Mac or PC. So you'll guarantee that they'll be able to open your stuff. All right, so now we've prepared all of our stuff and we need to look for jobs. We're going to explore the various places that you're going to find these job positions. This is just a list of them. I'm going to break them down. First one is your network, which is huge. All right, your network is the people sitting around you. Your network is your professors, any other professional contacts you have, directors you've taught with, marching band camps, string camps, etc. Network. It's the single most important thing you can do. You're going to meet people at state conferences. Who here went to the Michigan Music Conference? Yeah, huge. Meet a lot of people there. Has anyone here been to the Midwest? No. I suggest you get out to the Midwest. Midwest is probably the biggest one, definitely in the Midwest. Quite possibly in the United States. Yeah, I mean, I was thinking about TMEA and all that stuff too, which are huge. Regional conferences, like I just said. Music stores, things that you'd never think of. A&G Central Music or Eastside, Marshalls, places like that. Those road reps are going out to the schools and actually talking to directors. So when a director kind of casually mentions to their road rep, yeah, I actually just accepted the job at such and such and my job's going to be opening up. Now all of a sudden that person knows about a job, and if you're in good terms with them, they'll drop that little tidbit to you. Call up your high school band teacher or orchestra teacher. Say, hey, do you mind if I attend an MSBOA meeting with you, just so I can see the organization and whatnot. Use that as an opportunity to not only get to know the organization, but to also meet people. And then finally, your practicum and your student teaching co-op teachers are going to be another major source of you hearing about positions. Job fairs. When you go to a job fair, does everyone know what a job fair is? Okay, basically you just go and there's tons of people. Bring hard copies of everything. This goes to that going and getting that nice paper stock that I was talking about a minute ago. Because oftentimes you're going to experience on-site interviews for these. And so you want to always put your best foot forward. Dress professionally. EMUs, I put down EMU's job fair, which is tomorrow, if anyone's interested, because Wayne State's was last week. So, or else I would have put down Wayne State's. So now we're on to the interweb.